So hello namaskar to the all chemistry lovers and doctors and engineers of the near future. मैं विजय कुमार सोनी आपका स्वागत करता हूं केमिस्ट्री वाला चैनल में रिगार्डिंग टू दिस केमिस्ट्री. In previous video we have discussed about some of the basics thing regarding just your carbon. Now we'll go with the continue with the just previous video. First of all we'll go with the just oxides of carbon. Oxides of carbon. Oxides of carbon. Then there are three important oxides of the carbon. One of the is your CO, another is your CO2, and another third is your C3O2. In this series, first of all, we'll go with the CO. This is called as carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. You all know formation of carbon monoxide is by just incomplete combustion of coke. So here will formation of the 2 of CO, and carbon monoxide is toxic in nature. This is the toxic in nature because of whenever just it enters in our body, then carbon monoxide reacts with the hemoglobin to give the carboxyhemoglobin. It is 300 times more stable than the oxyhemoglobin, 300 times. So that's why at initial the person feels just irritation. At initial feels irritation, and after then on increasing concentration it will be death of the person. So what we can say that this is toxic in nature. If we'll go with the just carbon monoxide, it is too useful in industry. It is used to make pure just Ni. Nickel को pure करने का काम में आता बेटा. This is the impure sample of nickel, and here we'll use the carbon monoxide. So here will formation of a complex compound NiCOs whole 4. NiCOs whole 4. If we'll heat it above 350 Kelvin, then here will formation of Ni plus 4 of CO. Now this is the pure nickel, and the name of this process, is your Mons process. This is the Mons process. MONDS, Mons process. This is the very important. Now if we'll go with the just further, then second oxide we can use CO2. This is the CO2. This is called as carbon dioxide. If we'll go with the carbon dioxide, then it forms by the complete combustion of coke. So here will formation of the CO2. If we'll go with the further, then the structure, it's a linear molecule. It is also linear, CO, with the following structure as a Lewis structure CO2. This is the bond line structure CO2. Combustion of CO2. It's a non-toxic gas. It is used in just raw material as a in photosynthesis process. में इसका यूज करेंगे. सेकेंड, प्लांट्स इसका यूज करके और खुद के फूड का फॉर्मेशन करते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नोन एज जस्ट ऑटोट्रोप्स एज अ रॉ मटेरियल. एज यू कैन से फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर भी इसका यूज करते हैं. थर्ड इज योर ड्राई CO2. Dry CO2 is also called as dry ice. So this is the third application regarding to just CO2. And fourth application is it is used to form just cold drinks, or you can say soda water also. Cold drinks and soda water. So this was regarding to your just CO and CO2. If we'll go with the just C3O2, then we can say C3O2 is known as carbon suboxide. Suboxide. It is unstable in nature. It is unstable in nature. So this was about the just oxides of carbon. Now the time to discuss about the important part from where the chapter will start. What is that? Carbon forms hydrocarbon on reaction with hydrogen. So it's a very important part. We'll go with a lot of example and it will be a classification, and after then it will be just a detailed discussion about the hydrocarbon. So we can say over here carbon forms hydrocarbon with hydrogen. Basically we can use just, it will be use of different oxygen and nitrogen also, but basically it will use of carbon and hydrogen. So the word is your important word is going to be start. This is the hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon is a word, a group of two words, hydro plus carbon, where hydro means hydrogen and carbon means carbon. So what we can say that compound which forms by the combination of, by combining of carbon and hydrogen, they are known as hydrocarbon. So compounds forms by carbon and hydrogen, basically they are known as just your hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the example, then there are a lot of examples which will help us about the classification also. This is the least hydrocarbon CH4, CH3. This is the CH2 double bond CH2. This is the CH triple bond CH. This is the CH3CH double bond CH2. This is the CH3C triple bond CH. We can take the member of 3 carbon as follows as a cyclic also. These are also hydrocarbon. We can take the example of benzene also, CH. This can be written as follows. Benzene can be written as follows. Here will presence of alternate triple double bond. We can use CH2O. We can use just CH. This is the CH. This is the CH positive. It is called a cyclopropenyl cation. Cyclopropenyl cation. It is known as oxirane or ethylene oxide. It is known as benzene. It is known as methane. It is known as ethane. It is known as ethane. It is known as ethene. It is known as ethine. It is known as propene. This is known as propine, and this is known as cyclopropane. If anybody want to take any example, then we can take a lot of example regarding to hydrocarbon over here. If these are not sufficient, then we can take the example of cyclobutane. This is the example of cyclobutane, and these can be written as follows also in the regarding to bond line structure as follows. This is the cyclobutane. And cyclopropane will be represented by as follows by using a triangle. We can take the example of cyclopropene also. This is the cyclopropene. You can write it as follows also. Cyclopropene. We can take example of the more than one benzene ring like this as a naphthalene. We can take the example of different heterocyclic compound also. They are also known as your hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the name of these compound, then this is the cyclobutane. This is the cyclobutane. This is the cyclopropane. Cyclopropane hota, but this is the double bond, so it will be cyclopropene. This is naphthalene. This is the just you can say furan. You can take another a lot of example also regarding to this. That is the most important example known as pyridine. Here will be N double bond. Here will lone pair, and the common formula for the pyridine is C5H5N. This is known as pyridine. So these all are as a hydrocarbon. Now I would like to go with the first of all a flow chart regarding to hydrocarbon. And what is that? Listen me carefully. This chapter is too important because of you can just guess. There are a lot of different example as compared to 10th also. So be with me. This is the flow chart of the hydrocarbon. Here we'll use hydrocarbon. First of all, it will be two types of the hydrocarbon. One of the open chain hydrocarbon. And another type is your closed chain hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the further, then open chain hydrocarbon are also classified in two parts. What are they? They are as a saturated hydrocarbon, and another is your unsaturated hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the saturated hydrocarbon, then saturated hydrocarbon are also known as alkanes. Yeah, you can say alkane also. If we'll go with the unsaturated hydrocarbon, then these exist two types. One of these is your alkene and another is your alkyne. So, which you have discussed in 10th class, alkane, they are saturated hydrocarbon, alkene and alkyne are as an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Now, I would like to go with the just closed chain hydrocarbon. Then there are two parts, or you can say there are two types of the closed chain hydrocarbons. These are the closed chain hydrocarbon having two types. We can take over here. First is your homocyclic hydrocarbon, and another is your heterocyclic hydrocarbon. Homocyclic hydrocarbon and heterocyclic hydrocarbon. If we go with the further, then homocyclic hydrocarbon just exist two types. What are they? First is your, you can say alicyclic hydrocarbon. alicyclic hydrocarbon, and another is your aromatic hydrocarbon. Aromatic hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the just aromatic hydrocarbon, then these also exist two types. One of the is your benzenoid, you can say non-benzenoid, benzenoid, and another is your hydrocarbon, and another is your benzenoid hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon. If we go with the benzenoid hydrocarbon, then these also exist. Mononuclear means having one benzene ring, and exists polynuclear having more than one benzene ring. Here is your heterocyclic hydrocarbon. Exists two types. Exists again two types. First is your same aliphatic heterocyclic hydrocarbon, and another is your aromatic hydrocarbon. Aromatic hydrocarbon. So this was about the flow chart of the hydrocarbon. So this was about the just basic part of the carbon and just its compound. Now we'll go with the just deeply in with the hydrocarbon in the next video. So be with me. तब तक के लिए शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद. प्लीज इन वीडियोस को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें, लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि उन लोगों तक भी पहुंच सके जो हमारी पहुंच से दूर है. Because of my motto is to give a proper and the best material to you. Thank you.